Well, you can write that check now.
I'd be happy to if we had money in the bank.
Oh, we got big money in the bank.
Where'd that come from?
A very generous line of credit.
Well, how did that happen?
Bank call this afternoon, Macy.
They made contact the minute they were sure that we had landed the Fenmore department store account.
Oh, that's great. Oh,
It is great, isn't it? It's great to have money to work with. It is absolutely wonderful, huh?
So why don't we pop open a bottle of champagne, huh? Come on.
Good idea, darling, but I think it has to wait. We got far too much work to do. Far too much work to do. And listen, before we all get into the trenches and start digging, I want to thank each and every one of you for your support and your backup. And I want a special note of thanks to go to your father, CJ, who is a genius, and he's responsible for getting this whole deal set.
Yahoo. Hey, how did you do that?
Well, how do you think he did it? The old Garrison charm.
Yeah.
Well, actually, CJ, I had to work on this one. I negotiated. I bargained, I compromised, and I hammered out a contract that's going to take this company into the 21st century.
Right on. Give it to me. Ow!
Come on, no more celebrating. We got plenty of work to do. You, genius, concentrate on coming up with the most brilliant collection ever. And you, son, you concentrate on finishing your geometry homework.
Oh, CJ, hey, I can help you out with that. You know why? Why? Because I know everything there is to know about curves and angles.
Well, I'm sure you do.
Sure. Come on.
so does this mean we're going to be seeing more of Lauren Fenmore around here?
I think so. She is probably going to be persona non grata at Forrester.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Eric is furious.
Well, he's not happy, but there's other flies in his soup.
Really?
I talked to my buddy Chambers this morning. He's going to do it, Sally. You mark my words. He'll be CEO of Forrester by the end of the day.
That's the same one I showed you the other day.
The one that Connor drew up.
Yes. It's just a standard contract.
Putting you in charge of all day-to-day operations, including but not limited to creative control of production and design. You're talking about the highest position in the company, Chief Executive Officer.
Well, yes, Brooke, that's the position you had.
Have?
Well, not for long, because you're going to do what's right and sign this tonight.
And who is it right for, Grant?
It's right for me, the kids, the company, everyone that matters.
And what about the Forresters? Don't they matter?
Well, first of all, the Forresters are going to love this because the company's going to be in excellent hands. But secondly, the Forresters don't matter to us personally, nor do you matter to them. So don't kid yourself into thinking that you do.
You said you didn't see them around the building today.
That's right, no one. But I have an idea where they were.
Where?
Celebrating Ridge and Taylor's upcoming wedding. Word has it they set a date the other night.
How did you get in here?
We need to talk.
No, we don't need to talk.
Well, I do.
Rich, please. There's nothing to be said.
At least let me apologize, Taylor.
I don't want to hear any apologies from you.
Well, you're going to because I'm not leaving.
I don't want to hear any of your excuses. I'm not interested. Now go. Haven't you done enough damage? Look at me. I could have died in that fire. And I will carry these scars for the rest of my life. Now get out! me to call the nurse? Because I will if you don't leave.
All right, I'll leave. Taylor, I'm so very, very sorry.
Okay, you said it. I'm sorry, too.
I know I should have called you.
But you didn't have time. You were too busy with Brooke. Just tell me, why did you plan that whole evening if you had no intention of showing up?
Taylor, I had every intention. Something happened at the office that...
I don't care. It was stupid of me to even have expectations.
Taylor, please let me just explain what happened.
Don't you see, it doesn't matter what happened. You were with Brooke and you lost track of time. She has that effect on you.
No, it was much more than that.
Ridge is always something. That's the whole point. I'm not a priority. Let's just drop it. I have enough things to worry about. They don't concern you, and I don't want them to.
Oh, Taylor, how can you say this doesn't concern me?
You're not a part of my life. Accept it.
I don't want you to be alone here in this hospital.
I have a support system. Thorne's been wonderful.
I'm sorry, Brooke. I hate what this is doing to you. Every time I mention Ridge and Taylor's name, it's like a knife goes through you. And if I could, I would never mention their names again. And honey, I won't. I'll help you bury that chapter of your life so deep in your past if you want me to. But I'm gonna need some help from you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Well then, honey, you gotta help us. Help you, me, the kids.
By not thinking about Ridge anymore. Ridge and Taylor.
That's impossible. Those people have a hold on you. Just take yourself out of harm's way. Shake your life up a little bit. Change your routine. And stop going into that office. That place is deadly and it brings you down.
So you want me to stay at home?
Well, just find a life other than Forrester. That doesn't mean you have to stay at home. Do some social work. Start a charity. Get involved in the kids' schoolwork. There are a million things that you could be doing.
And let you take care of Forrester.
Frankly, it doesn't matter who takes care of Forrester. I just don't want you going in there. You have to distance yourself from those people. Now, do I really have to stand here and convince you of that?
No. You don't.
Well, I don't know, Clark. I think you may be exaggerating Grant Chambers' abilities. I mean, can you honestly see that man at the helm of one of the most prestigious and successful fashion houses on the coast?
Don't underestimate Grant. He's on a roll. He's as smooth as, well, yours truly.
You know, I think Clark might be right, Miller. I think Grant Chambers could just do it.
Well, of course, anything's possible. I mean, look at us. Since landing the Fenmore account, we are definitely on the rise, while at the same time, Forrester seems to be taking a nosedive. So, yeah, it's possible. It's no coincidence, actually. Spectre is on a rocket right to the moon. And it is working out exactly the way it should. Clark, I want you to keep a close eye on all of the moves of the competition. Oh, and while you're at it, I think we ought to send Mr. Grant Chambers a hearty note of congratulations.
Mother, he hasn't taken over yet.
Well, the night is young. He may have.
He may very well have. All I know for sure is that interesting things are happening. I think we might be witnessing a changing of the guard. If we continue like we have been, I think we could flatten the competition like a steamroller.
Sally?
Hmm?
God, wait do you guys hear this?
What's the matter, darling? What is it?
Well, a friend of mine just called. She's a nurse. Guess who's in the hospital?
Who?
Taylor Hayes. There was a fire.
How is she?
Well, I don't think it's life-threatening or anything, but she said she was burned.
Oh, poor Taylor.
That's where the Forresters have been. Chambers told me that none of them came into work today.
This is incredible.
Scary is more like it.
It's happening just when Grant is making his power move.
Which means that there won't be anybody there to stop him.
They couldn't stop it if they wanted to. Brooke has a controlling interest in the company, and if she wants to put Grant in charge, there's nothing that anybody can do about it.
All right, all right. No more idle speculation. We gotta concentrate on our moves now. You put all of your energy into making a monster collection. This has gotta be big. This has gotta be media dazzling big, so go to it. Macy, contact them in production. Tell them that we are moving up the whole schedule so they're ready for it. Make sure they're ready, okay? Darla, you contact all the specialty houses, all the fabric houses. Make sure they know the same thing. Now go to it. Oh, and Darla, honey. See if you can find out any more news about Taylor's condition, will you?
Okay.
Thanks.
Brooke, I know you're worried about alienating Eric and Ridge. But...
No, it's not that. As you pointed out, we own most of the company. Rick and Bridget will inherit it someday, which means I have to do what's best for the future of Forrester Creations.
What's best for Forrester is to keep control in the family. Our family. Not Eric's, not Ridge's, but right here in our own house is where it has to be.
Grant, look, I know that you ran the business for a couple of weeks last fall, but what we're talking about here is something a lot more permanent.
I can handle it.
It's going to cause a revolution. Ridge will hit the roof.
Well, you don't make business decisions based on how Ridge is going to react.
No, but we need him. We need all of them.
Brooke, they're not going to jump ship. Don't forget, they still own 49% of this company. Brooke, you're my wife. And if you're serious about moving on, and you want to get out of this predicament that you've been in, then you've got to forget about Eric and Ridge and the Forresters and start thinking about us.
You know that Thorne was the one who found me.
Yes.
I would have been dead if he didn't show up when he did. I was on fire, Rich. My clothes were burning. I was unconscious.
I don't understand. Why were you unconscious?
I fell, I guess. I was coming back into the house after I waited for you. I was carrying one of the lanterns. I dried down the entire bottle of champagne you wanted. Yeah, I was drunk. I was drunk and I was depressed.
Excuse me.
Thorne, come in. We're just leaving.
How you feeling?
Better.
So that's what it comes down to, Brooke. After all is said and done, the bottom line is this. Do you want to move on with your life or don't you? Now, if you don't, then you should divorce me ASAP. But if you do, and you want to get past this 10-year disaster between you and Ridge, well, the time is now.
I do. I can't live this way any longer.
Well, then take back your life and stop thinking about them and start thinking about us. Only us, Brooke.
I'm going to stay away from that office. I think that's the answer, and that way I will forget about those people, and I can focus on the kids and the house and...
Your husband?
Yes, of course, my husband.
Brooke, I am so certain that this is the answer for us. You and I have the capacity for a long and happy life together. But it begins right here, in our home. And it begins by you signing that document and putting me in charge of Forrester Creations. Well, what's the alternative? Putting Ridge in charge? Brooke, you have to bite the bullet, sweetheart. And you send a statement to those Forresters, and you tell them that you and I are a force not to be messed with. And you do that, Brooke. You send them that message. It tells them to start taking us seriously. Because, honey, if you don't, they won't. Thank you, sweetheart. You won't regret this.
Ridge and I just needed to settle a few things.
Did you?
Yes.
We're nowhere near finished.
Yes, we are. There's nothing more that you can say. Nothing can change what's happened. It's time for us to do what we should have done months ago. I know I should have. Would have saved me from going through this. But I had to learn the hard way.
Doc.
Ridge, please, no more.
How can you say no more?
I don't want you to feel guilty. It isn't your fault. I didn't have to drink that bottle of champagne. You didn't make me do it. You're off the hook.
I'm not looking to get off the hook.
What are you looking for?
I don't know.
Look, the time for regret is behind us. We all have lives to live. Thanks to Thorne, I still have mine. You know, I talked to a young man earlier whose entire face and body had been permanently scarred. I might face a similar condition. I pray to God that I won't, but if I do, I'm going to deal with it. And I'm going to go on with my life just like this young man did. I just thank God that you showed up when you did. Oh God, Thorne, it could have been worse. It could have been much worse. Whenever I think about that, it scares me.
It's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay.
Rich, please, why don't you just go? Just please. Oh, God.